Now, from Ohio's largest county, covering the people and events that touch your lives, this is the Ashtabula County Newsnet. ACN is a cooperative effort of the Star Beacon, Kent State University Ashtabula campus, Ashtabula.tv, Orwell Cable TV, and Media Magic Productions.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ashtabula County Newsnet. I'm Eleanor Hayes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Here's what's happening in Ashtabula County. The Ashtabula County Airport in Denmark Township was the regional center of historic aviation this weekend, as an old-fashioned fly-in brought history back to life. The United States Aviation Museum's 8th annual air show celebrated 100 years of aviation. This is the first year the Gathering of Eagles 8 has been held at our airport. Local aviation enthusiasts got an opportunity to watch about 20 planes take part in an old-fashioned fly-in. Once landed, spectators got to see vintage aircraft representing many of the aircraft used in combat during World Wars I and II and Korea. Kids and adults also got a chance to chat with the pilots and enjoy a full day of family fun. Military reenactors set up encampments, including jeeps, weaponry, and tents. Spectators were also treated to a special show of daredevil flight skill by radio-controlled aircraft pilots. Several lucky visitors got a chance to buy a ticket to ride in selected aircraft, including this 1945 Boeing Flying Fortress, a 4-engine B-17 bomber and the largest plane at the air show. The United States Aviation Museum is a nonprofit educational organization whose mission is to acquire, restore, and display historical aircraft. The Star Beacon's Chris Foreman reports aviation enthusiasts are talking with the Ashtabula Airport Authority about placing the museum in our county and making this air show an annual event. The Ashtabula County Airport is getting a new name this week. Starting tomorrow, the county airport will be officially called the Robert S. Morrison Memorial Field. A dedication ceremony honoring the name change and newly installed sign will be held at the airport tomorrow morning at 10:30. Get ready for another tax increase. The Star Beacon's Chris Foreman reports beginning August 1st, county recorders are required to double their fees, though almost all of the new funds will be returned to the state. Initially deleted from a state budget bill passed by the House of Representatives, legislators restored the tax increase late last month, and Governor Bob Taft approved it. The increase in recording fees follows a series of new taxes implemented this month, including a 2-cent rise in the gasoline tax and the expansion of the sales tax to several services. The cost of doing business is getting higher for local employers. Ohio's employers will pay more for their insurance from the Bureau of Workers' Compensation. The BWC recently announced a 9% premium rate increase for the July 1st, 2003 to June 30th, 2004 policy year. BWC officials said the increase is necessary because of the state of the economy and rising medical costs. In addition, employers will be responsible for paying 100% of their premiums for only the second time since 1995. Workers' compensation insurance pays medical benefits and lost wages to employees who are injured or contract an occupational disease on the job. What's the key to recruiting and retaining quality employees? Well, it may be offering them benefits which help them balance work and family life. The Star Beacon's Tracy Timmermore reports a study released by Starting Point for Child Care and Early Education shows Northeast Ohio employers agree offering family-friendly policies like alternate work schedules and child care services is important to hiring and retaining skilled workers. However, the same report found those employers trailing behind their counterparts nationwide. The study of Northeast Ohio employers in Ashtabula, Cuyahoga, Geauga, and Lake counties found 16% of businesses and organizations offered some type of child care service, in contrast to over 20% nationwide. 1/3 of employers surveyed in Northeast Ohio said they offer cafeteria benefit plans. According to the survey, few employers in Northeast Ohio intend to add or expand their work and family service benefits, saying the cost of the programs, liability concerns, and current business conditions influence their decisions. It's time to check in with Conneaut Cable TV's Ken Vaughn with the latest from the Northeast.
Thanks, Eleanor. That Public Safety Committee report on labor management problems at Conneaut Fire Station 1 was officially adopted by City Council last night and then submitted to City Manager Tim Hansley. But there was very little discussion on the committee's report and recommendations at last night's regular council meeting. Committee Chairman, 4th Ward Councilman James Jones, said the committee members worked long and hard in preparing that report. Hansley said after the meeting that he would review the report and take it under advisement. He declined further comment. That 3-page report distributed at last night's council meeting states that there's been no evidence of misconduct by Chief Ornament. However, according to that report, the fire chief has poor management skills, which should be addressed. The committee's report also states that constant complaining by the full-time unionized firefighters at Station 1 has to stop. City Council approved 5 new ordinances during last night's regular meeting. One ordinance authorized Hansley to award the bid and enter into a contract for the Madison Street Storm Sewer Project. Another authorizes Hansley to apply for a state grant to purchase more equipment for the city's skateboard park. From Conneaut, Ken Vaughn reporting for the Ashtabula County Newsnet. Back to you, Eleanor.
Thanks, Ken. Conneaut viewers can catch Ken Vaughn's news reports at noon, Monday through Friday, on Adelphia Channel 21 and Cable Suite 541, Channel 6. As far as we know, Ashtabula County doesn't have lions and tigers, but we do have bears, oh my. So many now that we're starting to see them in residential and rural neighborhoods. Unfortunately, the last reported incident involved a young bear that wandered into the path of a dump truck on Route 322 in Orwell. Tragically, wildlife officials told us the animal was hurt very badly and could not be saved. The dump truck and its driver were unharmed. This incident comes on the heels of another bear sighting right in the heart of the city of Ashtabula at the end of last month. That cub was reportedly chased by officials down into the Gulf. Wildlife officers remind us black bears are an endangered species, and although they may look cute and rarely attack people, they are wild animals. Do not attempt to feed them or pet them. If you sight a bear, immediately call your local authorities. What's it like to sail the skies in a flying fortress? ACN videographer David Walker is in the spotlight as he takes the ride of his life in a B-17. Next on ACN.
You're watching ACN, sponsored in part by the Ashtabula County Metro Parks, where the possibilities are endless.
Suite 224, Ashtabula County's premier dial-up internet provider, has the lowest prices on broadband internet. ADSL starts at $29.95 per month and is available in Ashtabula, Austinburg, Geneva, Rock Creek, North Kingsville, Dorset, Madison, and Perry. In Conneaut, broadband prices start at $25. Get off that dial-up. Call Suite 224 today.
Today's ACN Spotlight feature is brought to you by the Star Beacon.
Ashtabula County. What a wonderful place to live. This message was brought to you by Orwell Cable TV.
What would it be like to fly in a B-17 bomber? Well, some lucky folks got the ride of their lives at this year's air show at the Ashtabula County Airport. That breathtaking ride cost them $400 each, but you can take a ride free, courtesy of ACN videographer David Walker, who flew on the Flying Fortress for today's Spotlight feature.
Snap it and just go up on these. There we go.
What'd you guys think?
Outstanding.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Airshow officials say it cost approximately $1,500 an hour to take the B-17 up in the air. Is there a homeless problem in Ashtabula County? Randy Jones talks with Steve Sargent about Samaritan House in today's Talk of the Town when we come back.
Today's Talk of the Town interview segment is sponsored by Remember Me Monuments.
He's your pet, your playmate, and your very best friend. So how do you honor his memory when he's gone away? Remember Me Pet Monuments are the perfect way to pay tribute to your beloved pets. Made of a sturdy, weatherproof polystyrene, these personalized monuments add a touch of elegance to any home or garden. Lightweight and portable, they're the perfect answer for city or even apartment dwellers. Keep the spirit of your treasured pet alive with a Remember Me personalized monument.
Most folks think homelessness is a big city problem, but homelessness is indeed a very real problem right here in Ashtabula County. ACN's Randy Jones talked with one very special community leader who's working hard to make sure no one in our county has to call the streets their home.
Thank you. Joining us today is Steve Sargent, who is the Executive Director of Samaritan House located here in the city of Ashtabula. Steve, for those people out there who don't know what Samaritan House is, could you tell us exactly what the operation is?
Yes, Randy. The Samaritan House is a homeless shelter, and we're the only homeless shelter located in the city of Ashtabula. We're the only one actually in Ashtabula County. And we are the only homeless shelter that is open year-round within a 50-mile radius of the city of Ashtabula.
You know, I think that many of our listeners would think that we don't have a homeless problem here in Ashtabula County. It's something you associate with larger communities, with big cities, but not something we think we have here, where housing is relatively cheap and kind of a rural population. To what extent do we have a homeless problem?
We do definitely have a homeless problem. Actually, any homeless problem in any community is a problem. We have our share for our population. Of course, we don't deal with the numbers that bigger urban areas deal with, but we at the Samaritan House generally see approximately 200 different people a year. 200
people a year?
Yes, and that's quite a bit for an area.
And of course, those are just the people that come to you. There may be a greater homeless problem.
Exactly.
But those are people you help.
Those are the people
Steve,
we see.
Tell us what makes people homeless.
There are a variety of things that make people homeless, but the number one reason people are homeless is because of financial problems. Generally speaking, if a person loses their job, either they're laid off or the company has downsized and they're unable to pay.
And we've seen
rent.
a lot of that, of course.
Exactly. Then, that's one of the things that happen.
Yeah.
They end up with nowhere to live. And a lot of times, especially if you have a family, you may not be able to relocate with relatives.
And how long
or
do they
friends.
normally stay with you?
If they're Ashtabula County residents, we'll let them stay up to 30 days.
30 days.
Yes.
And during that time, you're hoping to help them get back on their feet, find
Sure.
employment,
Yes,
find a place to live?
will refer them to many of the area agencies who specialize in those fields, and we try to hook them up for whatever services they qualify for.
Now, it must take a lot of money to operate a program such as this. Where does the money come from?
Well, we have funding from the state. We do receive a grant from the Ohio Department of Development that is distributed to us through Ashtabula County. And we receive a grant also from FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and we are a United Way funded agency. And about 10% of our operating does come from the community, churches and other people who donate to us.
From donations through the community. And that's from throughout Ashtabula County?
Yes, right, throughout the county.
Because you serve people from throughout the county, not just the city of Ashtabula.
That's correct.
Correct. Just a couple of seconds left, really, Steve, but if people need to get a hold of Samaritan House, how can they do that?
They can call us at our telephone number. We are in the yellow pages and the white pages.
Under Samaritan House?
Yes.
Okay, very good. You've been listening to Steve Sargent, the Executive Director of Samaritan House, the homeless shelter here in Ashtabula County. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. Well, it's time to grab your pen and paper. ACN continues with community news you can use right after this.
Wedding.
Radio.
Event.
Video.
Corporate.
Video.
Media magic. Media magic. Media magic.
Have you ever given care to a premature infant? Have you ever taken Girl Scouts to summer camp? Have you ever helped a child to speak? When you give to the United Way of Ashtabula County, you do all this and more.
Don't be another statistic.
Suite 224, Ashtabula County's premier dial-up internet provider, has the lowest prices on broadband internet. ADSL starts at $29.95 per month and is available in Ashtabula, Austinburg, Geneva, Rock Creek, North Kingsville, Dorset, Madison, and Perry. In Conneaut, broadband prices start at $25. Get off that dial-up. Call Suite 224 today.
A marker in our county now commemorates one of the worst train bridge disasters in history. Saturday at the Ashtabula County Medical Center, an Ohio historical marker was dedicated to the memory of victims of the 1876 passenger train accident at the Ashtabula River crossing. More than 100 people died in the disaster, but only 98 people could be identified. Among them were renowned church hymn writer Philip Bliss and his wife. Several local civic leaders participated in the ceremony. The dedication also included a ringing of the 1876 fire station bell. Participants later floated a memorial wreath down the river near the hospital at a second memorial ceremony. The Ashtabula County Commissioners recently recommended that the Ashtabula County Metro Parks receive a $50,000 community development block grant from the state of Ohio. It's to be used for the second phase of construction of the Western Reserve Greenway. To date, a major funding for Phase 2 construction will be provided by ODOT's TEA 21 program, the Clean Ohio Trail Fund, Ashtabula County's Block Grant Program, and the City of Ashtabula. The Civic Development Corporation of Ashtabula County and the Ashtabula County Engineer are assisting with planning and implementation. Are you a young person ready to drop back in? Youth Opportunities of Ashtabula County is providing free tuition assistance for career training, tutoring, GED prep, and support services to young people who face roadblocks to completing their education. If you did not finish high school or are between the ages of 18 and 21 and finances prevent you from pursuing career training, find out if you're eligible for this free program by contacting Youth Opportunities at 440-994-1234. Austinburg Country Days is fast approaching. The festival is September 6th and 7th, but August 16th is the deadline for applicants for the Country Days Lad and Maiden contest. For applications, or if your group wants to participate in the parade that kicks off the celebration, contact Barb Schaub at 275-3042. And coming right up, we've got your 5-day forecast when ACN continues.
You're watching the Ashtabula County Newsnet, sponsored in part by Ashtabula.tv.
Your wedding day, the happiest day of your life, and you want to make sure you look your best. Catan's is the largest bridal and fashion center in the United States, with individual attention to your special needs, combining with handmade detail just for you. Catan's Bridal and Fashion is located in Strongsville on Pearl Road. Catan's Bridal and Fashion, rated America's #1 bridal center. Don't you deserve to be #1 on your wedding day?
Today's ACN weather is brought to you by Orwell Cable TV.
Ashtabula County. What a wonderful place to live. This message was brought to you by Orwell Cable TV.
Well, the weather today has been pretty nice, but let's see if we need to break out the umbrella. The ridge of high pressure that has dominated Ohio's weather the past few days finally moved off to the east. Now a cold front over the western Great Lakes is approaching the state from the west, bringing stormy weather our way. Tonight, you can expect partly cloudy skies with scattered thunderstorms, lows in the lower 60s, chance of rain around 50%. Wednesday, it'll be partly cloudy, highs in the mid-70s. Wednesday night, look for clear skies, lows near 60. Thursday, it'll be mostly sunny, with highs near 80. Thursday night, it'll be partly cloudy, with lows in the lower 60s, and it's rain for the weekend. Friday will be partly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms, highs near 80. Saturday, partly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms during the day, lows in the mid-60s, and highs in the upper 70s. And don't forget, you can get your complete forecast online at www.ashtabula.tv. Let's check in with our news partners at the Star Beacon for a quick look at some of the stories they're working on for the day ahead.
Stories we're working on for the Wednesday edition of the Star Beacon are: deliberations continue today in the trial of Joseph Ross, charged with aggravated murder and murder in the last year death of Troy Montgomery. Also, a family's efforts to keep a convicted killer behind bars in a North Kingsville killing. Another story we're working on is that the Conneaut property taxes could be reduced for the Conneaut residents. This has been Lisa Davis reporting for the Star Beacon.
Thank you. And of course, we'll have updates on these and other stories making news in Ashtabula County right here on ACN at 7. And finally tonight, a local winery is taking honors in a big way this year. A spokesperson from Ferrante Winery and Vineyards of Harpersfield says their 2002 vintage has yielded another crop of recognition from the national and international wine community. Their Vidal Blanc ice wine received gold medals from the Ohio Wine Competition, Riverside, California International Competition, and the Great Lakes International Wine Competition. Also, their Grand River Valley Riesling took the double gold medal at the Eastern International Wine Competition. Ferrante Winery totals medals for this year at 49. That's our newscast for tonight. Please join us again tomorrow for the most complete coverage of Ashtabula County news on television. On behalf of the entire Ashtabula County Newsnet team, I'm Eleanor Hayes. Thank you for watching, and we leave you now with another look at this year's gathering of eagles at the Ashtabula County Airport. Good night.